Hey y'all, it's Jamie here with another verse of the day devotional. My parents were here in town this weekend, and as it is, whenever you see family, you get nostalgic, right? Thinking about when you were little or when you were younger, memories, all cute. Anyway, long, random train of thought, I ended up with the song Deep and Wide stuck in my head, playing over and over. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're probably familiar, but if you don't, it goes deep, deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide, deep and wide, there's a fountain flowing deep and wide. And of course, I thought those were the only words. And that's why it was so painful to have it stuck in my head over and over and over, because that's all there is to it. Well, it got so stuck in my head and I was so annoyed with it that I actually looked it up and I found out there's 3 verses to it. So I'm going to read those real quick because, why not? First verse. There's a wondrous fountain filled with living water flowing from the Savior's wounded side. There's an invitation to the heavy laden to this fountain flowing deep and wide. Second verse. Sweet and gracious is the voice that bids us welcome. Cease your weary wandering and abide, where the healing waters flow from living fountains, fountains that are pure and deep and wide. Last but not least, third verse. There is life abundant, gift from God our Father, source whence every need may be supplied. It is offered freely, without price or money. Drink from heavenly fountains deep and wide. Well, I would say that's a little more than what I learned in Sunday school. I don't know about you, but it reminded me of our verse of the day. We're looking at Ephesians 3:17 through 19. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. And I started thinking, when you understand God's love for you, it's easy to trust him. So many people have a hard time believing in God or believing God's promises because they don't realize faith works by love. And it's not our love that causes faith to work. It's actually our understanding of God's love for us that makes it easy for us to believe his promises and trust in him. Let me give you an example. Vague example, but an example. If a stranger walked up to you right now and said, I promise that I could make one of your wishes come true tomorrow, one of your deepest desires, one of these things you really, really want, I can make that happen tomorrow. Would you believe them? Personally, I'd probably be like, hey stranger, what are you doing in my apartment? Ben, can you please take care of this? Also, you don't know me or my deepest desires, so see you later, crazy. No, I wouldn't trust them. Now, what if it was somebody you knew? What if your third period teacher said it one day in class? That friend on your sports team, or the person you've maybe said 2 sentences to in art class? Would you believe them? You know them, but would you believe them? Might be a little skeptical still, but hey, there's hope, right? Okay, now, what if that same promise was made to you? You get one of your deepest wishes tomorrow. What if that promise was made by someone you know and love, who has sacrificed for you, who has been there for you? What if they made that same promise? Maybe it was one of your parents, a sibling, a cousin, a grandparent, one of your closest friends. What if they made that promise to you? They probably know what one of your wishes is. They probably know a way to make it happen, or they would try their hardest, everything in their power, to make it happen. So you'd probably trust them, right? You would hope that, This is awesome. This is a surprise. This is amazing. Do you see where I'm getting at here? Love is driven to keep its promise. And this love empowers us to believe. The deeper the understanding of God's love for us, the greater our faith becomes. If you could see God right now, I would bet that you would see his eyes are full of love for you, not anger or disappointment or disdain or indifference. No, full of love. Your fears and feelings of inferiority, doubt would drop off of you like a shabby sweatshirt that has holes in it and probably a little bit of a lived-in stench that you have been looking for a reason to get rid of. Gone. In God's love, you are clothed with something greater than words can describe. So, this week, I dare you to trust God. Believe his love for us, and you will trust him like you never have before. Remembering our verse of the week, Ephesians 3:17 through 19. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the Lord's holy people, to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. All right, you guys, I will catch you next time. Bye.